Good afternoon, this is Rundlii Gaming again. So we are going to do some more videos on Dev Tycoon. We'll pretty much continue from where we left off previously. And we'll see where that is currently at. So we left off at about $54 million in cash. The market analysis states that strategy games are the big thing right now. So if we want to make a game that'll be strategy, then that's going to probably do a little bit better overall. So at this point, we don't have any research points, so we'll probably just go ahead and have to make a new game. So what would work well with strategy? So let's try to do maybe medieval. We'll pick the genre of strategy. We'll grab the 360. And we could probably try to do the new. And we'll go with that one, and then from here, let's go ahead and start designing it. So we're going to do 3D graphics. And as you can see, I probably already went over this before, as the larger the game is, the more expensive it generally is. So once you do like the mega games, which are going to be the really massive ones, it tends to be quite a bit different as well. So with strategy, I guess story and quests are not too important from this. However, we'll probably need to make sure that we'll do about 50-50 with these. We're going to go and burn his extra speed on it. Usually the only time I'll use their burst is when they are currently within the group that is picked to do that portion of the gameplay there. Alright, let's go ahead and agree. Let's try to be modest, just to be on the safe side. And since we're making the game at this point, let's go ahead and make a large booth. This will hopefully put in more hype, because by the time this game finishes, we're going to have that G3 conference go off already. And let's kick up AI a good bit. And dialogue is not particularly important. Yeah, let's actually drop her on level design. That way we can use her to boost on this one. And let's go ahead and do some... We'll just do magazines and demos. It won't be a huge boost of hype, but we're already getting the conference itself, and then one thing you'll notice really quickly is that this is going to probably give a significant boost to the hype itself. It jumped about 130 or so, because I believe it was at 60 prior to this. Alright, so we're going to have to do world design, so we're going to drop him here. And then with strategy, I would think graphics would probably be more important than sound. Yeah, let's go ahead and move that one there. And since we don't really have to worry about him again, we'll just go ahead and boost him one more time. A little bit of a boost, though it probably won't do much at this particular time. Alright, so 400 hype is going to be a massive amount, which is pretty much what we need if we want to make sure this game gets back a lot of the money we spent. Because we started at 53 million at the start of this particular video here. And so we burned about 10 million making this game. So we do want to try to at least get above 53, which is where we started. And then Brandon, he leveled up. And we're going to go ahead and just send everyone on vacation. So it's probably not going to be a massive amount of sales. Luckily we were modest and we didn't hype it further. But remember, we did burn about 10 million, so hopefully we get that back. Because if we don't, then essentially that game was just a means of leveling up our people a little bit. But it didn't help us much outside of that. Yeah, so so we got about 3 million so far. So I think we should be able to break it moderately easily. Won't be a huge profit margin, but it is what it is sometimes. On the plus side, though, that also means that we could do a little bit of research real quick. One thing we want to get, though, is that. Because that's going to be kind of a big deal if we can get our graphics going up again. So probably what we're going to do is do some contract work. And say, basically what this is telling us is that when we hit 250,000 fans, that's usually a good time for us to try to do self-publishing. Right now we're at about 200,000, so like medium games will still be fairly good for that. However, if we try to publish large games, we're going to want to make sure we have a larger fan base. Though of course it does help as well if we make sure to make a little bit better of a game as well, but sometimes if we don't get the right numbers, or though we probably do want to make at least one more game in order to get the 150 mark, because I would really like to get the 3D graphics. Because you do want to increase that in order to continue to do pretty well. So that's a large game, that's a large game, large game. Alright, so all the contracts right now are for large games. This requires a minimum score of 4, so we may just go ahead and take this just as a way to get a little bit more fans and spend a little time here. Let's figure out what we want to actually make first. Let's go ahead and make a RPG. Then sci-fi. And we'll go with the big 3 again. Fallout. I think we've already made 2. We'll just go with 3. And we'll go ahead and advertise in there. Alright, so storing quests are going to be a big deal. And we'll drop that down. Because as long as we do moderately well here, we should... Yeah, basically as long as we do moderately well here, then we should at least get to be able to get some more fans out of this. So we're going to go a little bit cheaper on this one, because we're not going to get as much of a cut, because the company itself will get a large portion of it. And we don't want to put in too many expenses on this. So yeah, we spent about 10 million as I mentioned, and we ended up getting about 8.8 million back. So we took a loss about 1.2 million, but that was also due to bad ratings and things of that sort. So you do want to make sure that your games are being successful. And this won't increase the hype quite as much as the other one did, but it'll still help us draw in a little more fans here as well. And then for dialogue, we'll put Bill on it. Now we want to take Angel off because it's going to throw her way over what she needs. So let's go ahead and get another person with level design, or with design. And then AI is not as important. And we'll go ahead and max out Bill at 100% there.